Okay, so before we go any further, as you can clearly see, I'm in an open space. It's a public space too. That means that there are several people around watching me as though I don't have sense, as though I don't know what I'm doing in my life. But I'm really, I really don't mind, because my mission is to pass this message across to you, and I'm going to pass it out at all costs. So yes, even though people are looking at me, they are passing and just wondering. Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is EmmySpeaks and I am Emmy. So today I came to the park to just think and meditate. Usually I do that a lot. And I thought to myself, why don't I just do a video to let you all know my thoughts at this particular point in time? And maybe on most days when I come to meditate, I might just do a video, because this environment is so beautiful and so peaceful. So what is on my mind? Let's talk about it. Last time we're talking about gratitude. We're talking about the power of gratitude, how being grateful can help you overcome so many challenges in life. Today, I just started thinking of something. You know how you plant your seed and then the storm comes and you're wondering what is actually happening to the seed while the earth is shaking. It got me thinking. I'm like, okay, let me come so we can talk about it. And so today we're talking about the seed and the storm. Imagine a very tiny seed, right? A very tiny seed is planted into the soil. Obviously, that seed needs the right conditions to germinate. And sometimes when we're thinking about the right conditions, we're always thinking the likes of tiny drops of rain, mild wind, the sun, and all of that. But then what about the heavy downpour? What is happening to the seed underneath the ground when there is a heavy downpour? Because I'm thinking if there's just showers of rain, the seed will be implanting itself to the ground, favorable for germination. But then what's going on when there's that storm? The earth is shaking and all of that. And it reminded me of this story from when I was young. So I'm not too much of a farmer yet. I'm not proud of it, but I cannot now come and start lying that, hey, I love farming. No, I'm not into farming like that. But I have this aunt who loves farming so much. She looks forward to planting season. She looks forward to harvesting season. She's always just looking forward to any season that has to do with farming. So I lived with her for a period of time. And during the time when we lived together, I watched her keenly. There was this particular period where she struggled to have a seed. Sometimes the seeds are not easy to come by. For some seeds, you can just go to the market and buy them easily. But for other seeds, you have to make negotiations. She had negotiated with one of her friends, who was also our neighbor at the time, to look for a very good seed. It seemed to me like that friend of hers knew exactly where to get the good seed. So she was saying, please, when you go find that seed, make sure you find my own. I beg, bring my own. So her friend brought her own seed and she was so excited. She made program with the people in the house who could farm. She made programs with them and she planned for a day. Like my aunt used to plan for her farming days. You know how you plan for your week at work? I'm going to do this. I'm going to perform this. That's how she plans for farming. So she had planned for how the planting was going to go. So yeah, the day came and they had to go and plant. She took everybody that had to go with her, of course, leaving me at home. Well, for me, she would take me through some very technical seasons, maybe harvesting, because how hard can that be? You just need to pull down the corn and then, okay, I'm really poor at farming. But yeah, she wouldn't take me all the time. The day for harvesting, the day for planting came. They went to the farm and they planted. She came back feeling tired, but still satisfied that she got to plant those very good seeds that she struggled to get. That night, something really happened. There was a heavy downpour of rain. I'm not just talking about normal rain. I'm talking about the kind of rain that destroys. It was so heavy. When we woke up, things were destroyed. Mangoes were all down. Pears were all down. It was destructive. And I woke up that morning. I went outside. I saw her just standing outside looking all miserable. I'm like, Auntie, what's the matter? She said, this rain is not good for her because she just planted yesterday and she's not sure if the rain is going to wash off the seeds, if the rain is going, she's just confused because she just planted and This rain was not supposed to be this heavy. She was praying for rain, but not this heavy. With this heavy rain, it can either just blow the seeds away, wash it off, and all. And also, she was really, really troubled. And she mentioned that if she could get access to those seeds easily, she would have bought them so that she would plant again, because she's really not sure of how the crops are going to turn out. A couple of weeks later, she went again to the farm, reluctantly this time around, to just check, my seeds will don't happen. Because normally within 3 weeks or a month, well, this is me just estimating. Like I said, me and farming, I cannot really give you exact statistics. But then within 3 weeks, the crops should start shooting, So she just went to the farm to check, and she came back feeling so happy. Like, what happened? Well, she was talking now. This time around, she was talking to her husband, not me. And she was telling her husband that, like, see, that seed, they germinated. I went to the farm. The farm is full. Apparently, that rain that I thought was going to wash away the crops, it didn't wash it off. The farm is doing so well. The crops are germinating just fine. They are shooting so fine. I cannot wait for the next couple of weeks to go and start weeding. It's showing that food is going to do so well this year. We're going to have so much food. That is happy. I'm like, the kind of joy that farming will give some people. Bottom line, the storm came, and she thought that the storm was actually going to destroy the seed which she had planted. Shockingly, it did not destroy the seed. On the contrary, it created favorable conditions for the seed to germinate. Technically, you can apply this beautiful analogy to our lives today. The seed representing our talent, our skills, our potentials, our dreams, and of course, the storm representing our challenges. Sometimes we fear challenges a lot. We fear that challenges have come to destroy us. Challenges have come to overtake us, to overpower us. What if the challenges are the things we actually need in order to propel these passions and skills and talent forward? Oh, the sun is bright. Yay! What if our challenges actually are meant to push us out of our comfort zone, causing us to be resourceful and productive? What if the challenge you're currently facing has actually come to create a favorable condition for your potentials, your dreams, your skills, your talents to show forth? Perspective. What if your challenge has actually come to test your skills, exposing areas where you need to grow stronger? Perspective. All I'm saying is there are several different ways in which we can view our challenges. Challenges are not that big. They are not as overpowering as we sometimes feel. We are bigger than the challenges we face, but how our challenges affect us is determined by how we approach them. Once you're faced with a difficulty and you already start panicking, you start getting angry, you're indicating that challenge is more powerful than you, and then it gains power over you. But when you begin to view it from another perspective, then you can actually make the best out of that situation. Let's say you're a singer, you love to sing. What if the rejections that you face, maybe you went for an audition and you were not chosen, you went for a competition and you didn't win? What if all of that was to expose to you areas in which you need to build, such that when the time is right and you stand in front of an audience, you would be unbeatable? Perspective. So just like the seed, we need the storms to develop deeper roots and stronger foundations for future success. Now the question comes, how can we use the challenges to our advantage? The first thing I'm going to talk about is reframing your perspective. I highlighted several different perspectives towards a particular situation, right? Which means that you can choose to view your challenges in several different ways. So instead of fearing the storm, how about you look at it as a chance to grow your inner strength? When the earth is shaking, the seed is implanting itself further and further into the ground. And once it's so deep into the ground, it cannot be easily uprooted. So how about you look at your challenges as an opportunity to grow your inner strength. So when you finally blossom, it's going to be so difficult to bring you back down because you've taken the time to to dip yourself deeper and deeper and deeper, and your roots are now solidified. And in order to achieve this, you need to always challenge yourself to find the hidden lesson in every difficulty, the hidden potentials. When a challenge comes, the first thing you should ask yourself is, how can I use this to my advantage? I've been rejected? Okay, they did not take me this time. How do I use this to my advantage? I can work on the skills. They highlighted that my voice is cracked. This is me just using my example. They highlighted that they needed a smooth run, and my breath is always in the way of my singing. Okay, how about I work on that? So the next competition I'm in, they're not going to highlight these very things. Perspective, right? The second thing I'm going to talk about is embrace determination. See, challenges require perseverance. Sometimes you just have to wait it out. There's really nothing you can do. Like, there was really nothing my aunt could do about the seed in the soil. She had no idea whether it's germinating or it has been washed off or anything. So sometimes there's really nothing you can do. So at this point in time, you want to be able to embrace perseverance. Always remember that storms don't last forever. And with determination, you can actually have the strength to sail through. So embrace determination. Another person has been picked over me. So what do I do? This season is going to pass. Guess what? Another season of competition is going to come. And when it comes, I need to be ready. So I am determined to get myself ready for the next season of competition. Why am I bent on using this example? Actually, I didn't plan for this. But if it's coming out, maybe someone out there needs to hear it. So the third thing I'm going to talk about is something I always talk about, because I find that in life, it is very, very necessary. Seek support. Just like the seed needs other favorable conditions to grow here, like sunlight, which is really bright right now. Thank you, Jesus, for the sun. Yes, the seed needs sunlight to grow, mild rain and all of that. Seek for support. Lean on your loved ones. Lean on your friends. Take advantage of the relationships that you have in your life and make use of them during challenging times. You don't want to be facing a challenge and then you're alone. When I talk about seeking for support, it's not necessarily talking about the challenge all the time. Yes, I really do talk about my challenges, but not all the time. Sometimes seeking for support might just be being with a friend, just inviting a friend. Oh, I'm at the park. Maybe I should invite a friend because this view is so nice. The sun is really nice. I could just invite a friend to join me and then we get to talk about something unrelated to the challenges I'm facing. That feels like support. The fourth and last thing I'm going to talk about is something I already mentioned in my previous video. Find a silver lining. Challenges, no matter how hard, no matter how tough they appear to be, in the midst of that, there is always something to be grateful for. Find something to be grateful for in the midst of that challenge and then hang on to it, because gratitude fosters a positive outlook and a positive response to challenges. So if you can find something good in the midst of that bad season, you realize that you will not fear the challenge as much. So those are the 4 ways in which you can turn challenges to your advantage. And if you want to talk practical steps, there are 2 practical things that you can do, which is what I do. So the first thing you want to do is write down the challenge you're actually facing. Like I said in my last video, writing down is a solid way to process my thoughts and stay aware of what is happening in and around me. That's a tool that you want to use for self-awareness. Write down what challenge you're actually facing right now. You just lost a job, you have a family to feed, and your bank account is slowly running to the red angle. And that's a challenge for that season. Your kids are there, your wife is there, your family is looking up to you, and you don't have a job. So your source of income has been taken away. Write it down. Now, the second thing you want to do is identify potentials for growth within that particular challenge. Remember that every season comes with a different challenge. So within that particular challenge that you're facing, like the challenge we just highlighted, identify potentials for growth. What could be something you want to identify? Maybe it's time for me to actually start up my own business. Maybe it's time for me to put these skills into action and start generating income for myself, so that I can spend more time with my family. Maybe I'm just talking at random, but that could be a way to analyze it. Look at it critically like that and then write it down as well. When you're able to write it down, you can begin to set action steps around those things which you have identified. And sooner or later, you would notice that, oh, that wasn't a challenge after all. That was meant to be a push, and I was able to identify it. Try it and let me know what you think. Also, do let me know in the comment section down below if you've ever faced that kind of a storm in your life, how you approached it, and if this has brought more light to your approach of challenges so far. Thank you all so much for watching till this point and enjoying this beautiful view with me. I'm going to keep enjoying the view. I just had to do this video real quick. Please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment. And if you've not subscribed, subscribe to my YouTube channel. So every week when I share a content, you will be notified. And who knows, maybe next week I might be in another beautiful location. You would want to see that, right? So yes, subscribe and hit the notification bells. I hope that this message has encouraged you and inspired you to view life's challenges differently. I love you all so much. I'm leaving you with so much love, light, and joy to fill your day. Remember, this is Emmy, and when Emmy speaks, she speaks to the world. Are you listening? Bye.